What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another installment of Around the Star. In this video, we're going to be using one of the best players in the league, one of the best bigs in the league, Joel Embiid. If I'm not mistaken, Joel has finished second in MVP voting twice in a row. So we're going to try to fix that in this video, number one. Make him win MVP, because he does deserve one. And we're also going to try to get him to have some more playoff success. The closest he got was when he versed the Raptors and Kawhi in the second round. And then, you know, the Kawhi shot, everyone knows what happens with that. But we're not letting nothing like that happen in this video. We're building the perfect team around Joel, and we're going to win that championship. So it looks like in this universe, Joel Embiid got drafted to the Knicks. So on our team, we got De'Aaron Fox, Keldon Johnson, Harrison Barnes, big contract, Derek White, big contract, Jalen Smith, a young guy, Lonnie Walker's pretty young still. We got a good, Eric Gordon's big contract. We got a decent amount of big contracts and then a few young guys to really pair that up with. So I think we should be able to make a pretty good team with this. So the first guy I kind of really want to go after is Chris Paul. Now I know Joel Embiid posts up a lot, but just imagine a pick and roll of Chris Paul and Joel Embiid. That would be unstoppable. Chris Paul can either, pull up for his mid-range, drive to the lane, dish it down to Joel Embiid. He can either roll to the basket, pop out for a jump shot. There's going to be no guarding that. So I want to try to center this around De'Aaron Fox. Let's see what they says for that. That's a no. And we can also give him one of our young guys, like Jalen Smith we'll give you guys. He only has 2-star value, which is a little rough. Didn't know that. And then we'll give first-round picks. I really only want to give like 3 max, so hopefully they say yes to this. And that's a no. They just are straight up not interested in it. Damn. All right, what if we give you guys Keldon Johnson instead? They just don't want first-round picks. As soon as I throw picks in, they say they're not interested. I just want to make sure I'm not tripping right now. Was this not the exact... This is actually a worse package than what I offered for Chris Paul. I did De'Aaron Fox, Keldon Johnson, and like 4 first-round picks. And they said no, but they just want 1 first-round pick and Austin Rivers, my bad. And they'll give us Isaac Okoro. Bro, what? The next guy I'm going to try to go for is Paul George. Now, I just build up this trade right here. Harrison Barnes, Eric Gordon, Isaac Okoro for Paul George and Moses Brown. Now, since we only had to give up 1 first-round pick for that Chris Paul trade, we got plenty of picks to throw at them for Paul George. So let's just try to throw 2, and that's it. Perfect. All right, so this is how they have the team right now. Paul George is probably going to be running shooting guard for us for that size. But we got Chris Paul, Paul George, that's funny, and Joel Embiid as our big 3. I think that big 3 is elite on defense and offense. We just got to figure out these wing positions right here, and we'll be set. So I signed Taj Gibson in free agency, and for some reason it says that he's just hooping for free for us. So we're going to make him hoop for free for the Clippers, add in a second-round pick, and we get 2 firsts. Reggie Bullock's going to the Hawks for a first-round pick. So now we're going to be talking to the Pelicans about bringing RJ Barrett back to the Knicks. We're centering the trade around Jalen Smith and Derek White for RJ, and then Lucas Samanik is making almost $8 million right now, so he's just salary filler for that. And then we're going to just throw them picks, these picks that we just got. Hopefully they say yes. We got 2 right there. This is the 3rd one. And RJ Barrett, welcome to the team. So I'm looking at this trade here. Nerlens Noel, Lonnie Walker, and a first-round pick for Pat Connaughton and Chris Boucher. I really want Chris Boucher on the team. I know he's normally like a guy that would come off the bench for us, but I think him and Joel down there as that like twin tower lineup would work really, really well. The one thing is I don't want to give them up a first-round pick. So let's try to give them seconds. Maybe want 3 second-round picks instead? Sure. All right, so this is what our starting lineup's looking like. We got Chris Paul, Paul George, RJ Barrett, Chris Boucher, and Joel Embiid. I really like this starting lineup a lot. The defense here is insane. And the offense is still really, really good, too. You got these big bodies down low. Joel Embiid, obviously, he's the main guy of this video. He could pretty much do anything on the court. And then Chris Boucher, like I said, getting offensive rebounds, being just that big body lob threat. Chris Paul is going to be able to orchestrate this whole thing. Paul George gets his own bucket. Then we got RJ Barrett here for the catch and shoot threes, drives to the basket, get out in transition. I really like this starting lineup. Now we're going to do Dennis Schroeder, Justice Winslow, and a first for Alex Caruso and Ennis Freedom. We're sending Ennis Freedom, Derek Jones Jr., a first and a second to Orlando for Gary Trent and Nick Richards. Lucas Samanik, Moses Brown for Jay Crowder and a first. Torrey Craig's going to the Grizzlies for a first-round pick. Jay Crowder, Nick Richards, and a first for LaMarcus Aldridge and Luke Cornett. Al's going to send us Marcus Morris and Mo Wagner for Luke Kennard, a first, and Boban. So this is what the final roster is going to be looking like. We got Chris Paul, Paul George, RJ Barrett, Chris Boucher, and Joel Embiid rounding out the starting five. And off the bench, we got Gary Trent Jr., Marcus Morris Sr., LaMarcus Aldridge, Pat Connaughton, Alex Caruso. I think this roster is constructed perfectly. Pretty much everyone on this roster can defend at an elite level. But then we also have no problem scoring on offense with all these guys. Everyone can shoot, get their own bucket, all that. Let's just get right into simming. Joel is a all-star reserve on Team Nicola. So we're at the trade deadline here, and both Gary Trent, who's averaging just about 10 points and very inefficiently, and Chris Boucher, who's averaging 8 points very inefficiently. These guys are both having a very disappointing season. So we're going to be trading for the GOAT right here, and Isaiah Thomas, but I don't know if Isaiah Thomas is really going to get playing time for us. We might just shorten it down to an 8-man, but Bogey is going to now be our starting power forward, and then we'll just shorten this down to a 9-man, and this is what we're rocking with. So we'll have Alex Caruso run our backup guard, Pat Connaughton, wow. He can run backup shooting guard too if we need him to. And this is the team. Nikola Jokic wins MVP, putting up insane stats. Cade Cunningham, Rookie of the Year. Markelle Fultz, 6-man. Giannis, Defensive Player of the Year. Tyrese Maxey, Most Improved. Ime Udoka, Coach of the Year. So we don't have anyone All-NBA first team. No one All-NBA second team, but Sabonis. Sabonis All-NBA second team, averaging 17, I guess 15 and 7. That's really impressive, yeah. I don't know. We got to look at Joel. Joel's not even third team? We have no All-NBA players? Disrespectful. Paul George, All-Defensive first team. Chris Paul, All-Defensive second team. Love to see that. And then we don't have any rookies. So we did end up being the 4 seed here. We won 46 games. The Celtics are just a league ahead of everyone else. That's pretty scary to look at right there. Let's look at the stats. Joel led us in scoring, averaging about 23, 13, and 5. Steal and about 2 blocks per game. He shot it a little less efficient than what you would like to see, but nothing too terrible. Paul George, second leading scorer, averaging 22, 6, and 5. That's really good stats for you, Paul. 50, 40, 90 with there. Then we got the GOAT, Bojan, mid-season acquisition. Shooting it really, really well. Love to see that. RJ Barrett, average 15. Chris Paul, 12 and 8. And here are the rest of the stats for you guys. So we are going up against the Cavs in the first round. They got Jamal Murray, Buddy Hield, Cedi Osman, Jokic, and Julius Randle. So Jamal Murray and Jokic are back together. Well, this is really a matchup of the centers right here. Joel versus Jokic. He is the MVP. Let's just go. Game 1, we win. Perfect. Game 2, we win. Oh, we're sweeping the MVP. Alright, we're not sweeping the MVP. But we gentlemen sweep the MVP. Joel Embiid, an elimination game, yes. 23 and 10. 5 blocks. Jokic had his game too. 6 steals. That's crazy. But Joel Embiid's a victor, and of course the GOAT, second leading scorer. All right, now we're going up against the 1 seed scary Boston team. Let's see what they're working with. They got Mike Conley, Dante DiVincenzo, Chris Middleton, Zion, and Jonas Valanciunas. I mean, realistically, I think we're a better team than them, like by a decent margin. They really just got Zion, and that's the scary part. All right, game 1 is a win for us. Yes, game 2 is also us. Wasn't expecting to sweep the 1st seed, that's for sure. We're up 3-2, and we win in 6. Perfect. New York matchup in the conference finals, going against the 3 seed Brooklyn Nets. Nets guys CJ, Malcolm Brogdon, LeBron, Carmelo, and Steven Adams. This is a good team right here. This for sure is a good team. I think we're better though. I think we're better. Joel carry us to victory. They win game 1. LeBron 37, 8, and 11. Ooh. Well, you had your game though, 24 and 16. Want to shoot it a little bit more efficiently, buddy. And Paul George, I need you to turn up a little bit too. Come on, boys. Game 2. A win for them. LeBron, 45 and 10. 4 steals. We got to fix this rotation. We brought it down to a 7-man rotation. Starters are running heavy minutes. Chris Paul is running 40. Paul George, 42. Joel Embiid, 46. We're only running Alex Caruso and LaMarcus off the bench. Let's lock in. All right, big game 3 right here. We can't fall down 3-0. That is for sure. And that's what we do. Joel, you had yourself a game, but CJ dropped 37. Bron dropped 38 and 11. Malcolm Brogdon. They got Russell Westbrook off the bench too? Bro, what? What the fuck? This team is nice. All right, we've done it before. Come back from being down 3-0. One game at a time, boys. One game at a time. It's way closer than what I like. We got to pull away in this. Yes, good third quarter right there. Great third quarter. We pulled away, won that one. What's that one look like? Joel Embiid, 43, 22, and 7. 4 blocks on top of that. Chris Paul, 27, 5, 12, 3 steals. Yeah, our big 3 really turned up in this one. Just keep it up. All right, game 5. Like I said, one game at a time. That's all we need. That's a terrible first quarter, though. That's a terrible first quarter. We brought it back, though. We got the lead. Oh, we're down 10. It's not looking good, and it's not good. Elimination game. Joel Embiid had a 28-20 game. 4 assists. Shot it really well. Paul George, he kind of choked there. 1 for 11 from 3. That's so tough, bro. I mean, you were playmaking really well. 8 assists. He had 3 steals on top of that. Chris Paul, you had a pretty good game. RJ, yeah, honestly, it was really just that Paul George. We needed more from you. And then Alex Caruso, I didn't even peep. 0 for 8, 0 for 4. That's a horrible game, Alex. Horrible. CJ dropped 31. Bron dropped 27 and 6. I mean, when you're giving up 16 points and 11 rebounds to Hassan Whiteside at this point in his career, probably not going to win that game. Well, that's disappointing. We lost the Battle of New York. Simulate this to see who wins. The Lakers do with Steph Curry. Shout out my man. He averaged 40. He averaged 40 in the finals, shooting at 52%, 40. You're a demon, Curry. You're a demon. Well, even though we didn't end up winning the championship, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I think this is one of our most strategically rebuilt teams. We really went all out on this defensive theme. Didn't end up working out, but it was still fun to build the team. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave it a like, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. In the description, there's a link to a playlist of all the Around the Stars, so make sure you go catch up on all those for the ones you missed. Also in the description, there's a link to all my social medias, so make sure you follow me on all that to keep up to date with me. Catch y'all.